What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Hope y'all had a good day. Seemed like a pretty decent day to trade. I feel like the open for me was a little rough, and then it just got better from there. Hopefully, you guys killed it. I'm gonna delete a couple things here really quick. I mean, obviously, this was one of the areas we were looking for puts. But I want to close this, or I want to remove this, and then hopefully, you guys recognize that this here is your break below retest, and this is your entry right there. I hope you guys got this. I hope. What's up? Why not? How you doing, Dustin? And what's up, Oliver Estates? So far, only one person has told me. They shared a screenshot of my screen and said they made $2,300 on that play. So at least one person's been listening. I hope you guys killed it. I really do. There was kind of a ugly 80% setup if you guys saw it. And I say it's ugly because it wasn't ideal. So let's just highlight it really quick, just, kind of for recap's sake. And also, I think there is at least a little bit of confusion on the 80% rule. And so on the 80% rule, what we're looking for is price to be outside of our value area, which is here, for at least 45 minutes, right? So if I delete this and delete this, and I draw a little time thing here, this is an hour and 55 minutes, right? So that's over 45 minutes. And when this happens, when we spend 45 minutes outside of value, it doesn't matter if it's above, like it is in this case, or below. What matters is that we spend 45 minutes outside. Once we've done that, and this is why I say it's a little bit of an ugly setup, because we want to see a clean candle break inside and then not wick back through, and have 3 5-minute candles close below. And then on the retest, which was here, is where you would hop in puts. And we did have 3 5-minute candles close below. This first candle closed slightly below. Then this candle wicked back up, but ultimately closed below. Third candle, this is our retest candle. And then you play it down to the far side of the value area. So ultimately, this did do exactly what it's supposed to do. It just wasn't the cleanest setup because we wicked back through. What's up, Marcos? But this ultimately is an 80% rule. And to explain it a little bit better, basically what's happening here is if we're able to spend 45 minutes or more up here, or again, it could be 45 minutes or more below, right? And then the participants in the market decide, hey, we don't like it outside of this value area. Let's go back inside. And sometimes going back inside will look like this here, where we quickly come inside and then go back out. Participants there are saying, nope, don't want to be here. We want to be back up here, right? But once we come back inside and spend 15 minutes below, that's a pretty clear confirmation that we do not want to be up here. Or again, it could be that we don't want to be down here. And when this happens, we spend 15 minutes or more back inside of the value area, there's a 15%, or sorry, there's an 80% chance that we're going to travel from one extreme to the other. It could be either direction. But to be clear, once the 80% rule is played out in one direction, that's it. You're done. You're not trying to play it again to the far side again. Just one direction. That's it. We're done. What's up, Trev? Um, yeah. So that's that. The what's it called? What am I saying? Sorry. I read a message and I'm thinking of a reply instead of thinking about what I was actually saying. Um, so, um, oh, what I was gonna say is this can happen on any time frame. So, like up here, we have the previous week value area high. So, where's my previous week value area low? Way down here. Um, when your value areas are this far apart, like it's not as likely to play out. Um, like we've been trending, and so like our previous week value area low to value area high is pretty far apart. But ultimately, if we spend 45 minutes outside of our previous week, come back inside, 3 5-minute candles or more, retest, you would play to the far extreme. In my head, anytime my value area is super far apart like this due to a bunch of trend days or whatever, I don't think it's as likely that it'll play out. But for weekly, you would want to grab contracts a few weeks out. For daily, um, the what's it called? The sorry, again, I'm reading what Oliver Estate said, and that's a bummer. That makes me really sad. Um, yeah, but so when they're this far apart, it's not quite as likely to play out. But whoa, let me delete all of this stuff. Also, hopefully, I'm not buffering. Like I'm getting messages in YouTube that my stream quality is booty cheeks. Oh, also, gosh, I forgot probably like one of the most important things today. Um, Happy Veterans Day, and like I say that with the utmost sincerity. Um, the I'm a huge um, I don't know what the word is, but truly, truly thankful for the freedoms that we get to enjoy. Every day of our lives, thanks to our veterans. My grandfather was a veteran. My dad was a veteran. Um, the my dad actually fought in the Korean War. I'm a veteran as well. Um, Nothing but respect for our veterans, and because of our veterans, again, we have the freedoms that we do in this country. And it's really, really real for me. Like, as you all know, my wife is Chinese, and has only been in this country for a few years, and even she, from time to time shows or tells me about her amazement, like with the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. Like I took her shooting one time, and the smile on her face, like shooting a gun, not something that she could really ever do in China. It is possible, but it would be super expensive to go, to like a shooting range and shoot a gun. It's just not something that's very common in China that people do. So let me see. So why not? Got caught going long. 9:30. Um, I can see 9:25. But yeah, that's a bummer. Um, this is our peak below and bounce, right? I could totally see people grabbing longs there. Um, on Shorty's Discord, like all of us day trading, we were all very bearish. Um, and but I think we were bearish even, up in here. Um, this peak below here and bounce was good. This is a buying tail, like very aggressive buying tail. Um, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Sorry, who said it? Why not? Yeah, I can see it. And then Theta, how'd you get killed by Theta? You probably bought up here, maybe? Because once this hit, this was just clean. Yeah. Oh, you did say you bought in early. Okay. Yeah, once the 80% rule setup was there, this was pretty clean and pretty fast. Um, Theta wouldn't have got you here. But yeah, if you're buying, here and sitting through all this, absolutely. But this is why futures is the way to go. Thank you, Little Mind. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, why not? Easier said than done, you know. Um, again, like I hate to like beat a dead horse, but this is where um, like having the footprint charts, which is part of futures, helps. Um, let me see if I can pull up that time frame. Like right here, 925. Let's take a peek. Um, yeah, I don't know how you couldn't close here, especially when you saw this buying tail. Um, to me, this is easy. This is easy. Close your position. I'm loading up my footprint charts. All right. Sorry, they're still loading. It's so annoying. It looks like I need to. Oliver, there's really just not much to learn. Have you checked out my video on explaining futures? So, here we have more aggressive selling. I think this whole area was kind of sketchy. Like, Right here, like buyers were trying to take over. Um, we have more aggressive selling here. This is crazy. 22 to 1,000. Um, here, buyers were trying to step in again, but Delta's super negative. Um, Slightly more aggressive selling, it looks like. And again, it's not as easy as looking at one side versus the other. But this whole thing, like, for the most part, sellers are just there. And then the 935 candle. So 930 candle, it looks like sellers were in control here. Um, yeah. This here, um, it was like a big battle between buyers and sellers. So I don't even know that this really will give you like a clear confluence. Um, it's hard to say like after the fact, because if you can see the max delta, basically like if our max delta was positive 700 and we ended up at negative 525, like that's showing that most likely we've got significant amount of selling going on. But after the fact, I can't see what the max delta was. Um, but yeah, I think this is our retest candle here. And this is huge. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that this was helpful, but I don't know. We saw it. Let me close that. Okay. Why not? You can just DM me, and I can give you a template you can apply to Quantower. What you should do first things first is take the MACD off of your chart. And yeah, I mean the time frame doesn't matter so much, Alex, other than it doesn't matter what time frame I'm on. If I go to the 4-hour chart, my internet is laggy as hell. What's going on? Like our level is still our level, right? Whoa. Dude, it's doing that snapping thing again. Right? This is still our value area low. It doesn't matter what time frame you're on. 4-hour charts, though, are generally used for swing trading. And what's up, Stocks for Real? Oh, okay, Oliver Estates, what's up? Yeah, I need to message you back. I don't know what time you're up until. I don't know what. Actually, this is all stuff that we have to talk about, Oliver, is like, I don't know what time zone you're in. But I just rolled out of bed. But yeah, we can talk after this probably if you're going to be up for a little bit. But yeah, I'm not a swing trader, and so for me, my trading happens on the 5-minute chart. As far as like 4-hour charts, that's really for swing trading. I've talked about this before. MACD, RSI, MAs, EMAs, none of that stuff is going to help you, especially not with the stuff that I'm teaching. All of those things are going to either cause you to get into trades late or get out of trades late. And so in this case, you have a MACD crossing downwards somewhere at the bottom of this sell-off, and that's an indication to stay in a trade that's hit its target. And I mean, I feel like I talk about this all the time. Like, if we have an 80% rule setup, you play from one extreme to the other. So either from value high to value low, or if it's the upside, value low to value high. But like, this is where you're always going to exit the trade, or this is where you're always going to exit the trade. There's nothing more to stay in for. And like, especially this is, I mean, this is a pretty massive move. If you caught this, we came below, had more than 3 5-minute candles close below, tapped here. That's your entry. This is almost 3 points on SPY. Like, that's big. Anyway, MACD, RSI, MAs, EMAs, none of that stuff is doing you any favors. Just getting you in late, that's all. I haven't done a training video on footprints. It's pretty straightforward, and it's been done by Trader Dale, and it's been done by Shorty. And yeah, I don't really feel a need to cover it. What's up, Katsu? Hey, what's up, Nathan Crow? Nathan's the one that posted the $2,300 win on SPY today. It's dope. Yeah, no, so like I said, Oliver, if you're free later, we can probably meet up tonight. But if not, definitely tomorrow, okay? Anyway, I'm done beating this dead horse. I hope you guys caught the movement. If not, there's always tomorrow. Let's chart up SPY really quick, see what we got going on possibly for tomorrow. I messaged one of my friends to close their position. So on Bitcoin. One of my coworkers basically like has a Roth IRA she's opened and follows like my trading advice. And she's been in Bitcoin for quite a while. And I told her to close today right around here somewhere. She told me she closed her position, so that's good. 3 points is $3 on. So SPY, every point is $1. That's all it is. It's just like a different terminology for price. Bitcoin is on one, but they're going to rug pull this. Like, know that they're going to rug pull this. Right now, ooh, this is actually kind of spicy. What time frame? No, 30 minutes looks nice. This is starting to look like a diamond top. It's not the cleanest diamond top I've ever seen, but it looks like a diamond top nonetheless. They never look especially clean, but yeah, something like this. I don't know. Yeah. And generally, so actually maybe I should leave that drying and we'll see what happens. Oh, I'm on the wrong. let's draw it here. Just for its and giggles. While I'm drawing this, I have kind of a little bit of a funny story. For anybody that trains jujitsu, this should be at least a little bit funny. My son, if you train jujitsu, you know, like the what's it called? Leg entanglements, so like leg locks, heel hooks, knee bars, all that stuff is really reserved for like what's it called, for brown belts and black belts. They don't tend to teach it to belts lower than that. Some gyms do, but the really serious gyms, yes, Jack, use the fish chart. Really, really serious Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gyms won't teach leg entanglements to lower belts, mostly because they're pretty dangerous, pretty easy to hurt somebody. You have a very large lever to apply pressure to, and things will pop and break very quickly and easily. And a lot of leg locks, like the other person won't even feel pain until it's too late. So as the person doing the move, you have to know when to stop before the other person tells you to stop. So anyway, my son, my 9-year-old, he knows all the leg lock stuff. And today his gym had an open mat, which is like one of the few times he gets to use his leg lock stuff. And we're at the gym, and he rolled with one of the UFC fighters, Brogan Walker. She's awesome. We love her. Good friend of ours. And all of us have like a mutual friendship with this lady, Rebecca, Brogan Walker, my son, my wife, me, whatever. Like we're all friends, and we'll hang out outside of the gym or whatever. But anyway, my son rolled with Brogan, and then afterwards he rolled with our friend Rebecca. And Rebecca's a white belt, and my son was doing heel hooks and stuff on her. And so then he taught Rebecca how to do like some leg lock stuff. And then after they got done rolling together, Rebecca rolled with Brogan. And all I hear is, Henrik, don't be teaching the white belts leg locks. Like from across the gym. I was laughing so hard. And of course she was joking and laughing and just all in good fun, but it was hilarious. Nice, Oliver. That's the way to think. Rug pull so that you can get back in. But yeah, it's gonna happen. Probably after Trump goes into office. But for me, with an investment, like you're never trying to time the top, and we've talked about this a million times. Like this is all price discovery, so we don't have any levels, for where to get out. If you're wanting to stay in longer, like if you're in Bitcoin right now, this is where you put your stop loss. If you're trying to stay in the trade longer, because this is like our next high volume node. So like you would want your stop loss to be slightly below that to keep you in the trade if it happens to have a pullback. But so this should make sense to everybody. What we do is we use our fixed range volume profile tool, and you can either draw from, it doesn't matter top to bottom or whatever, but you can either draw from here, or you could draw from further down. Again, it doesn't really matter, but we're specifically trying to pinpoint like this range here, like where might they pull back to before they go higher. And this should be pretty clear to everybody. Like this is one of our high volume nodes here. And then down here, this is that high volume node that I highlighted. So if you're trying to stay in longer and not just close, which is what I advised my friend to do, basically worst case scenario, if they do pull back, you're hoping for a bounce here, right? So you want your stop loss to be somewhere below this. You could even put it down at the next high volume node here. So if you're really wanting to stay in Bitcoin, you would put your stop loss somewhere down around here. Okay. And I don't want to teach volume profile too much, but this is, you look at these levels as stairs, and the levels in between is the space between a stair or a rung on a ladder, where price can hang out here because there's support. Price can hang out here because there's support or a stair or a rung to stand on. And price can hang out here because there's support or a rung to stand on or whatever. In between, price will move pretty quickly. So like you can see as this, in this candle here, really quick move from here to here. And then the same thing here, really quick move from here to here. But once we get here, like we can hang out. Once we get here, we can hang out. Once we get here, we can hang out. There's also going to be, you know, like if we drew all of this, which I don't think we need, but if you go back even further, this high volume node is a lot bigger due to all of this here, right? So technically, you could even just say all of this is your high volume node. But this would just be larger time frame, right? Smaller time frame, larger time frame. So hopefully that makes sense for anybody trading Bitcoin. But I would be, if you're not looking, he's building an assassin on the low for sure. Well, that's a creeper, right? If you're not supposed to know leg entanglements and you're a white belt rolling around as a white belt and you start doing leg entanglements, like you're going to stealth some people. So this is an area where you want to, you want to use levels to trail your stop loss, at key support areas if you are in Bitcoin. So hopefully you don't get rug pulled, but always best to sell into strength versus trying to, hold for too long. A key example of that would be SPY today. And I'm not trying to single out the person that didn't sell, but this is where you sell into strength before we start bouncing, right? And when I say sell into strength, we're closing at the previous day value area low. We're not waiting for this to bounce and start wicking back up. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of friends with pretty significant injuries, unfortunately, but that's part of life, any sport, you're going to get injuries. You just kind of go with it. All right, let's chart up SPY really quick and call it a night. I am tired. Let's start with our session volume profile. We're just going to bring forward our value areas. Thank you. Most amazing wife ever. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
I should show you guys this. I don't know if this is gonna be yeah. My I'm very blessed, to say the least. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's hard being a new mom. Um, my wife's so busy, with the baby and cleaning the house and laundry and dishes and whatever else. And very often she's bringing me breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, to my office, to my computer, because I'm working, trading, doing whatever. And I kind of talked about this, at the close of the video yesterday, which is actually something I wanted to touch on. I don't like the way that video ended yesterday, but I was having trouble holding myself together, or whatever it was, Saturday. Um, Make sure the people around you just know that they're loved and respected, like um, a good woman or whatever it is. Like, I'm just speaking for myself, and I'm not being misogynistic, whatever about a woman. If you're a female and married to a man, or if you're in a, I'm trying to think of like the right term to use, but without offending anybody. But same sex marriage, it doesn't matter. But your partner, just make sure that they know they're loved and respected and appreciated. Because when you have a good partner that has your back, they're just going to lift you up and push you to be better and push you to be the best that you can be. And they're the people that are going to be there for you, pushing you to be the best version of yourself. Exactly, Alex. What's cute is like she was watching videos on how to cook salmon. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but I used to be a chef, and she always punks me. She'll be like, "Hey, babe, can you teach me how to cook?" Blah 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 blah, and I'm all, "Yeah, sure." And so I'm in the kitchen, like getting stuff ready and cooking and whatever, prepping, chopping stuff. And then I'm like, "Babe, here, come here. Like, let me show you this." And she's, "Oh yeah, 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 I'll be right there. I'll be right there." And then since I'm cooking, I can't stop. I keep going, and I'm like, "Babe, come here. Let me show you this." Yeah, 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 I'll be right there. She wanted me to cook dinner or whatever it is. Like, she's not asking me to teach her, but she punked me into cooking by saying, "Can you teach me how to cook this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course, I'll teach you." And then she never steps a foot in the kitchen. Um, Smart woman. Let's hop into TPO. I hope you guys don't mind my my little what's it called, veering off the track of, like, whatever, talking about spy or teaching, talking about trading. But I think all of you know that I'm genuine, and like when I say stuff, it's real. Like, you guys are starting to become like part of the family, and I enjoy hanging out with you guys. I enjoy talking with you guys, and sharing whatever I have going on in life. So I think it seems like the market's finally starting to be realistic again, like post election, to where we can actually use technical analysis. And how long have I been married? I've been married for 4 years. Um, yeah. But I've talked about this before. Like, you have to make sure that you keep dating, you know. Um, Men can be pretty stupid. Like, when we're courting a woman, we're very attentive and dates and whatever else. And then after you get comfortable, um, a lot of guys stop with the romance, and um, you can't let that stuff die. But what's really weird is, like, you just have to be. I've talked about this before, but you have to use the right words with your significant other. So, like, if I tell my wife, "Hey, let's go out to dinner. What do you want to eat?" Um, in her head, we're just going out to eat, right? Like, it's just another day. We have to eat dinner. Um, that's something we as people do. But if I tell her, hey, babe, why don't you put on something that makes you feel nice? Let's go out for a nice dinner, have a nice little date, whatever, blah, 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 blah. We're still eating dinner together. But just those simple, the simple change in terminology or change of words changes everything from just eating dinner to now my wife feels appreciated and loved because we're going out for a date, right? Um, but then also surprise them, like I don't wait for special occasions to buy flowers. Fresh flowers make the house look nicer. They make people feel better. They make people happy. They smell good. They'll make a room smell good, and they'll make your significant other feel appreciated and loved. And then I would say the same for women. Like for me, my flowers would be lingerie. Like I'm not trying to be too graphic, but same thing. Like to me, that's when my wife does something like that for me, it's showing appreciation and love for me that she's caring enough to take the time to want to look, nice for me. Um, so it goes both ways. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Women make love to your men, and men date your women. All right. I'm off my soapbox. Let's get back to Spy. Um, let's actually zoom out. I think like we're just ridiculous. Like, yeah, this is insane. Um, I mean, we have gaps upon gaps upon gaps. All of this is essentially a gap. We have gaps here. We have a gap here. Pretty high chance these need to be cleaned up, right? We have VPOCs upon VPOCs. So like, I'm not going to draw them actually. We have a VPOC here, 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 here. Pretty good chance price is going to get pulled down at some point. And then the same thing, on daily chart, we have decreasing volume day over day on this run up. Um, Massive volume on the weekly here on this push, basically like our run up that we've had, but this is not realistic, and this is news driven, right? Um, 4-hour chart, decreasing volume, right? Things are starting to look bearish, I guess. 1 hour is kind of all over the place. Sorry, bear with me, everybody. Oh, and I guess we can also draw SIGs. Let's draw our SIGs really quick. So we have 2 days overlapping on SPY. On session volume profile, so we grab our fixed range volume profile tool. You grab the first candle of 30 minutes and the last candle of 30 minutes. And then under inputs, we go to value area volume 68, row size 100. Under style, turn on value area high, value area low, POC. And now I turn off my session volume profile. And Oliver, actually, we should talk, and we should also just talk about futures, answer your questions, hopefully help you out getting started there. From here, we go to value area volume 95. And this will give us our second SIGs. And from here, value area volume 99. Thank you, Anthony. Love you too. And this will be our third SIGs. Oh, what am I doing? Wait, that's crazy. What am I doing? 68? I'm weird, bro. I'm all messed up right now. I cloned the second SIG and then moved the first SIG. And now I don't know which second SIG I need to move. It's this one. Okay. And then this is also going to be our third SIG here. What time zone are you in, Oliver? Yeah, so this here should be just so clean if we tap this. You want puts. I don't know that they'll make it that easy for us. We should have like, yeah, excuse me, D-shaped volume profile. My levels are off a little bit. It's going to drive me insane. I can't stand that. Like, it literally bothers me. I even had to figure out. So if you look at my lines, they're 2 pixels because 2 pixels perfectly matches the lines that are drawn in by the session volume profile indicator. Because if I do 1 pixel, like, it drives me nuts that it's not quite perfect. I'm very anal about some very stupid things. Mountain. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So same thing here. We might be looking for puts in this range here. Ideally, you know, we want them to come up, come back inside, give us our retest, play to the next level. For me, all of this is a no trade zone. It's going to be choppy. Excuse me. Yeah, so hopefully they just give us some nice put entries tomorrow. Because once we get down to here, like this, we're probably just gonna chop sideways. If we, if you just look at the session volume profile here, like we have that big shelf, right, where price can just hang out. Um, which is exactly what you don't want to be in if you're trading SPY or anything with theta. Um, Interesting. Why not? I think so. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. I used to do IT work. I've done programming. I don't know Pine Script, but I mean I could learn it. But I used to um, code in like the basic stuff, whatever HTML, Java, C++, um, and obviously like to anybody that knows computers, that's all older, right? Like I was hacking and all kinds of stuff like in the 80s and 90s. Um, and while obviously like having the ability to automate something with programming knowledge, programming skills is a great skill to have, but you're robbing yourself. You're robbing yourself of screen time. You're robbing yourself of looking at the charts, looking at candlesticks, and all of that. And that's not something that you want to automate, in my opinion. You want as much screen time as you can get, watching and learning how things move and happen. Um, when I trade live, a lot of times I can't even explain like what I'm seeing because it's not based on like levels or information that I'm receiving from my charts. It's just like a knowingness. Like I've seen this over and over again, and I know they're going to bounce here or whatever. I know they're going to reject here. And all of that is just from experience and time staring at the screen. So you don't want to take away. You don't want to take that away. Um, you could ultimately here on SPY look for calls in this range. If we lose the single prints, we're generally going lower. But if we get like a quick peak below, oops, I used the wrong drawing tool. A quick peak below and then bounce, you could look at calls. The only issue is um, your range here is very tight, very small. Like you couldn't even get a full point. Maybe you could play from single prints to the previous week POC, which is like 80-cent move. But again, once we get here, things get choppy, right? So just be aware of that. Um, I'm going to put my call level right on the single prints because if we do fall down in here, I'm not thinking calls until maybe we explore lower, like maybe these single prints or this single print. So hopefully this makes sense. I want to look at our news for tomorrow. This will be big, but it's at 7 o'clock at night. Um, yeah, there's nothing major happening. Whalers speaking at 10 a.m. That's significant. Barkin, Kashikari. I think Barkin is pretty bullish, all in all, and Kashikari is pretty bearish. I don't know Whaler. Um, but so nothing too major going on tomorrow. Really, just I'm pretty bearish tomorrow. Um, but don't like go into the day with a bias. You want to see what happens. Um, um, yeah, I'm one of those people that has like a pretty decent tool bag of like what's it called? Good at a lot of things, not a master at any, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, but so why not? Even with only for charting, you're still taking away that time charting. Because when I'm charting, I'm thinking like, oh, what are they trying to do? What's the story that the chart is telling me? And so if I take that time away, I'm still losing screen time. Um, this is really important. Let me try to put this into words the best way that I can, which is to show you what I expect from people. So this is me. This is a very small group of 18 people um, that most of these people are in Shorty's Discord. And there's a couple people that are not. But kind of one of the rules to being a part of this group is being in Shorty's Discord. But where is it? Right here. For you all, any day that you're planning on trading, my gosh, I can't read. For you all, any day that you plan on trading, I want to plan the night before shared here. Follow your plan the next day. You can edit your plan on the fly, but post the new trade idea here. And then this is the no BS me. Um, whoa. Any BS and you'll be removed from the group. I don't mess around. I've removed a few people from the group without any question. And if I remove you, you're not coming back. And then you can see here I'm saying keep journals. I might ask you at any time to share your log with me. And if you don't have a log, you'll be removed from the group. Again, no questions asked. There will be no second chances, zero excuses for no journaling or not following the plan. Also, 1 trade a day for 6 months. So, and then this is pro trader or bust. So like what I preach on the YouTube channel is real. It's not BS. Like, when I tell people, 1 trade a day for 6 months, journal, look at your charts when the market's closed. Like this stuff is literally the difference between being a losing trader and being a successful trader. It might sound stupid because ultimately journaling, finding trade setups when the market's closed, only doing 1 trade a day for 6 months are not technically like trading things. But they're things that help you become disciplined and patient and become a good disciplined trader. And that's what a lot of people, I guess, underestimate or overlook when they're trying to become a trader. They don't focus on the mental aspect as much as they should. They focus more on trying to learn the charts, and really the mental aspect is what's hard. That's the hard part about trading. And so if you're trying to do this and you're trying to do it, seriously, um, then those things should be a must for you. Like, you don't have to be a part of my group, to follow rules, but you can hold yourself accountable and say, hey, I'm going to do one trade a day for 6 months. I'm going to journal every single trade that I take. Whatever, yada, 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 yada. Um, and it's really like, I think anybody that's in that Discord that I just shared with you guys, most of the people in that Discord can tell you, like, as long as they've been following the plan, one trade a day, finding their setups when the market's closed, journaling every trade, from what I've seen of the people sharing in the group, all of them are growing at an exponential rate day over day of being consistent and patient. And I would err to say that most of them would say that from when they started the group to today, they've grown exponentially just by following those three basic rules. So it's huge. That's, like, really, like, when people talk about the secret sauce to trading, like, a lot of them focus on, like, oh, this entry here or whatever. Of course, the entries are important, but entries are easy. We have three that we're looking for, right? Peak above, and then fail, or peak below and bounce. Break above or below a level, wait for 3 5-minute candles, and then take a retest, either puts or calls. And then our double tops, double bottoms. So the setup itself is not that difficult. You just have to be patient waiting for the setup. So, like, if we go to well, we're not going to be able to do it now, I guess, because I've moved my levels, but actually we can look at the previous week value area high entry. If you were patient today, you had to wait. Oops. You had to wait 2 hours and 30 minutes for a clean entry on SPY. And literally that was your first, like, clean entry. If we look at this, like, we broke above, we came back and wicked and tapped. This is 1, 2, 3. You could argue that this is your entry for calls, and I wouldn't argue with you. But the only thing here that kind of negates this being a good entry is this touch here of the level on this second candle after we broke through. You don't want to see this. But again, if you told me I took calls here, I'd be like, yeah, that was a good call. It just, the trade went against you, right? The only clean trade that we had in these first 2.5 hours that I see, again, I don't have initial balance turned on, which could change something. It doesn't change anything. You could also fib this. So, like, let me see. Like this, yeah, no, I don't see anything there. I think fibbing it would actually definitely, let me hide session volume profile. Fibbing it would also negate any trades, just as far as I'm concerned. But, like, if we do our fixed range volume profile here to here, actually this is clean. I don't know if you guys see this. I didn't think this was going to happen. I thought that by drawing this fixed range volume profile from the open to 720, so it's just basically high to low, or open to the low. We have a high volume node here, which would kind of be your target, right, if you're trading this. And then you have a high volume node here. And look where we hit the midpoint. So when this happens, if you happen to draw this, this was your trade right here, midpoint to midpoint. But frankly, me personally, like, I would be trying to nail the entry as close as possible. That would be my biggest concern. And I would probably close at the top of this HVN. Um, and then you could have played it again. Um, it would have worked out twice. Um, and then when I talk about stuff like this is like your D-shaped volume profile is the days setting up. Um, so you play this once, level to level, and then you could have played it again, level to level, and then you could have played it again, level to level, and then if you tried a third or a fourth time, you would have got stopped out. But you got 3 good trades, 1 bad trade. Um. Anyway, this is one way that you can look for entries. You can always grab a fixed range volume profile of the initial move, top to bottom, and then look for the HVNs or high volume nodes for your entries and exits or whatever. Um, you guys have to back test this stuff though and see it for yourself. This is what our open here. So like if I draw this, I don't know that it's 100% going to show me an entry, but if we draw this really quick, actually, sorry, let me redo that. It does like, so I just literally drew from this candle to the high here of the open, the first 30 minutes of the market. And we basically pulled back right to the POC on this HVN here, or on this volume profile. This is where you go long, right? So you guys, you can do this over and over again. You can also use fibs. I prefer volume profile, but I do use both. If you fib this, it's going to invalidate anything though. So like if we fib, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what the, let's just say we fib from here to here. With this, our pullback goes past the 50%. And actually, you probably might have got stopped out here. This is the golden pocket between 618 and 682. And so when you pull back to there is generally where you would be looking to take puts. But as you can see, like it looks like we tapped it, pulled back a little bit, and then blasted through. Here we broke above the 50% fib, which just kind of says we're going to have like a sideways day based on fibs. So I prefer drawing the volume profiles. Any day where you have, actually, this is good to talk about. Like any day like this where you just have what looks like is going to be a trend day, you draw your fixed range volume profile on this initial move, and then from there, you figure out like where your HVNs are, and it should give you some pretty clean entries, right? Make sense, everybody? Make sense, make sense. Like right now, your mind should just be like, um. So as soon as you drew this, like me as a trader, there's a good chance that when we do this, that this next leg is going to be higher than this one. But also me as a trader, I don't like to be in for this part of the trade. I like to find clean exits and entries based on like I want to exit with momentum. And so strictly just going off of volume profile, this is where I would exit the trade right here at our what's now the TPO VPOC, but um, I would just be targeting the high. That would be my exit. And actually, I would even go a little bit below the high because we rejected really hard here once. I want to sell into strength before it has a possibility of rejecting really hard again. Okay? Hopefully everybody's mind is blown because I haven't really shown this. I think I've shown it a little bit, but it's especially effective on trend days. Um, but so you just use those HVNs. I mean, you just use the fixed range volume profile on that initial move and then look for your entries from there. Um, like I don't know that it's always gonna work, but um, yeah. So here, it's not super clean, I don't think, but this is your HVN here. You could even argue it's a little bit higher, um, something like this. And so, same thing. This would be your entry, and then you target, like a little bit above the high. I mean, a little bit below for your exit or where we bounced. So, the high is up here, but we're targeting from coming down to here and bouncing. So then the next time we come down to here, we're looking to exit just a little bit below um, where we went from when we bounced here. Makes sense. Um, and I've just shown, I don't know, 3 examples or whatever. Every single one worked. So it's a good tool. It's a good thing to use. Will help you with your confluence for trades. Okay. Um, I don't think I have much of anything else for you guys. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I don't see any questions. Um, who is one talking about? Oh gosh, that's funny. Right on, Nathan. Um, so yeah, that's a little golden goose egg I just shared with you guys. I use that quite a bit when I'm trading. Draw the Oliver, you can't rewatch it. If you rewatch it, then I have nothing to teach you. um, yeah, so I use that quite a bit when I'm trading. The initial move, just draw a fixed range volume profile, top to bottom, bottom to top. It doesn't matter. Again, so actually, I think this is one of the things I wanted to say. My fixed range volume profile, and I'll show you guys like just as a example. It doesn't matter if I draw it from the open to here or if I draw it from here to the open. I'm going to get the same results. You saw that those overlapped like absolutely perfect. They're both identical. So with fibs, it's important to, like you have to draw from one direction to the other specifically, depending on what move you're looking at. But with a fixed range volume profile, it doesn't matter which direction you draw it. It's going to give you the same result. SIGs are based on a bell curve. So they're standard deviations. So let me see if I can pull it up really quick. So this is our bell curve, right? The value area is going to be the 68%. It's actually 68.2 of our bell curve, right? And then the 95.4 is our second standard deviation. which would be the far extreme of, or further extreme of our bell curve. And then our third SIGs, which is actually 99.7%, is the far extreme of the bell curve. And so basically what that means is I would just pause this and kind of read it. Um, yeah, pause this and read it. Like, rewatch the video, pause it, read it. It is top tier classified information that I'm showing you guys here. Um, but so these are our standard deviations. You need at least 2 days in a row to draw SIGs. So you open your session volume profile, and as long as your value areas are overlapping for 2 days in a row, which they are here, this is our overlap right there, then you can draw SIGs. And then they just give you like your far extreme. So if price comes to the far extreme, there's a very good chance that it's going to reject. Or if we come to the far extreme down here, very strong chance that we're going to bounce. And that's all it is. It just kind of gives us levels that we wouldn't otherwise have, and they're very, very, very powerful levels. Very good to have on your chart. And you can draw them if you have 2 weeks in a row, 2 days in a row, 2 months in a row, 2 years that overlap. You can draw SIGs on all of those. I think I have, I don't know. I thought I had monthly SIGs. I think I have them here somewhere. I might have erased them because we're so far above. I have a third SIG randomly right there that probably needs to be erased. Yeah, let's erase that. Yeah, I don't have them anymore, but I want to say we were able to draw SIGs on like the last 4 months or something like that. Yeah. So hopefully that's helpful. Ah, nice, Anthony. That's a great book. All right. Looks like all of the questions have been answered. Oliver, I think it might be better to meet up tomorrow. Trying to think. Yeah, let's plan on meeting tomorrow and talking tomorrow. I want my head to be a little bit clearer, and we'll meet and talk. Okay, we'll figure out a time tomorrow. All right. With that said, actually, I don't even want to go there. But yeah, I don't really like the way that I ended the video on Saturday. Not that I have an issue with anything that I said or being vulnerable or anything like that, but the I didn't like that I couldn't pull myself together to actually like close out the video, and I basically just had to click it off, kind of thing. And I think it was kind of abrupt, and I apologize for that. But I am like really a man of my words, so like I do practice what I preach, and when I say like, you know, go and hug your loved ones and whatever, I do all that stuff. Far extreme third sig, you watch for a reaction. So you watch for one of your setups, either like peak above and fail, or tap it and fail or whatever. Basically, as soon as I start to see a reaction at that level, but I also look for other confluences, like I'm using footprints. So if I see what looks like a bunch of aggressive selling or a bunch of aggressive buying, you know, third sig top, third sig bottom, then I'm just clicking buy or sell without even thinking twice. And generally that's how you have to play the SIGs when they get tapped. Like, you just have to roll with it. Like, you click buy or sell. You don't wait for anything. Second SIG and third SIG are pretty powerful. So, unless it looks like it's going to be a trend day, in which case you just let them get blown through. What's up, Lisa? Yeah, so with that said, as always, much love to all the people that take the time to chat and interact. And just know, like, I do value the conversation. I do value the friendship. I like talking with you guys. It's always a good time. Subscribers, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the love. And to the people that are friends of the stream, extra love to you guys. Appreciate the, the dedication to the channel. It means a lot, more than you could ever know. And then for anybody that's new that's watching, if you felt like the information was helpful, please hit that sub button. The more we grow, the more we get to help other people and get to help people get better. The baby's here. Mama, can I get a Kalia? She needs to say goodbye to everybody. Say goodbye. Bye, YouTube land. Fist bump. All right, everybody. Much love, much respect. Peace out. Y'all have a good one. Bye. Here. What's wrong with you?